American single skater Amber Glenn shared her emotions from winning the ISU Grand Prix Final, which is currently taking place in Grenoble, France.
The champion from the United States, Amber Glenn. She's thrilled. She's surprised.
Everything that is happening remains indescribable for me, from the first victory of the season, which was in Bergamo, and today's victory. In Grenoble, I did not feel my best, and I can't say that I was very happy with my skating. Today, it was not so much about a great performance as about demonstrating skills, Match TV quotes Glenn as saying. The Grand Prix Final is coming to an end in France. This tournament sums up the first half of the season, and the top skaters meet on the same ice for the first time. In the women's singles, after the short programs, everything was quite sad. Everyone skated with mistakes or inaccuracies. Unfortunately, not everyone was able to rehabilitate themselves. Hana Yoshida was in the top 3 after the first day of competition, but ended up in 5th place. She decided to take a risk and performed a triple axel, slightly under-rotated it and made a triple on the exit. The judges deducted too much for such a mistake and deprived her of the motivation to try ultra SI elements at tournaments. It is clear that the Japanese tried to keep all the other jumps, but quickly got tired, which is why she could barely pull off the cascades in the second half. The judges noted all the unclear edges, which is why the final score dropped significantly. As a result, Yoshida received only 129.79 points for her performance with a triple axel and 194.02 in total. 3-time world champion Kori Sakamoto won bronze. She did not cope with the short program. A clean free program could have saved the situation. In the first half, the titled single skater was very focused, showed almost no emotion, and watched the jumps. After that, she relaxed a little, which is why she under-rotated 3 elements and barely landed a solo triple flip. It was a tough performance. Kaori was completely focused on technique, completely forgetting about the program. For such a performance, Sakamoto scored 137.15 points. Any other athlete would not have received even 125 points for such a weak performance. But authority plays its role. The judges were embarrassed to leave Kori without a medal at all, and her total is 201.13 points. Mon Chiba became the silver medalist. It can be said that this Japanese skater performed cleaner than everyone else over the 2 days, but still her performances cannot be called exemplary. She under-rotated the triple Ritberger and squatted on the exit to save the jump. All her cascades are in the second half. She fought for them, did not always land cleanly. Moreover, the judges noted an unclear edge on the lutzas, which also affected the scores. Chiba received 139.52 points for the performance and 208.85 in total. For her, this medal is the greatest achievement in her career. Quite unexpectedly, Amber Glenn won the Grand Prix Final, competing against 5 Japanese skaters. The American once again managed to land a triple axel at the start of her free program. But she made mistakes, only a double rotation salchow and an under-rotation on a solo triple flip. Despite this, Amber pulled herself together and did a great triple loop double axel sequence in the second half. The judges are obviously on her side, so the bonuses and components are at a high level. Glenn won with 142.03 points for her performance and 212.07 in total. The first half of the season in women's singles was very controversial. Many top skaters withdrew from the Grand Prix series or failed to qualify for the final. And who could have predicted in October that Glenn would win the final? And that Sakamoto would miraculously take only bronze? Kaori is clearly not in her best shape right now. And maybe there will be a real fight at the World Championships, especially if the judges do not give points for past achievements. Kaori Sakamoto spoke about the bronze at the Grand Prix Final in Grenoble. First of all, I am happy. Today there were no serious mistakes. I always rely on the principle of whatever will be will be. I did not feel that way in the short program, but after the free program I am happy. I tried not to lose concentration. Today I managed to keep my cool, and this helped me feel at ease, Sakamoto said. Amber Glenn has revealed that she is struggling with ADHD with the help of alternative medicine. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I had to work hard with my diagnosis. I don't hide the fact that I have ADHD, which led to my depression and anxiety getting worse. The fact that we were able to cope with the cause of my unstable condition helped my well-being in general. So now I know for sure you have to fight and not give up. No matter what hole you find yourself in, you have to remember that there is a way out. This summer, it was as if something clicked in my head. I learned to keep my nerves under control. In my life, I had several pretty serious concussions. I broke both my cheekbones, the ones under my eyes. I had a lot of black eyes from falls. I needed to correct the consequences of these injuries, but the main thing was to learn to get out of the fight or flight state. You know, when you have such an acute reaction to stress. Before, I would go out on the ice and feel like a bear was chasing me. I would get tired very quickly because I had been tensing up as much as possible before. After the World Championships, my sports psychologist advised me to undergo neurotherapy. I am very grateful to her for this because I really started a new life. Before, my problem was that I lacked concentration in the second half of the program. I told many skaters about this method and many became interested in it. Neurotherapy helped me learn how to reboot my brain. Now I can meditate correctly, I learned to breathe and can maintain contact with my body even in difficult moments. I am no longer overwhelmed by adrenaline. No, I have not started taking any new medications. Neurotherapy is a method of alternative medicine when many small sensors are put on your head. They scan your brain waves and show their level. When the brain gives a positive wave, you hear a sound signal and you receive such positive reinforcement. That is, I train my brain to cope with stress by fixing a certain rhythm in it. I go to neurotherapy a couple of times a week, and the session lasts about 20 minutes, no longer. At the same time, I do deep meditation. I breathe and look at the display of my brain waves on the screen, and both of these tools work great together. Yes, I know that there are rumors that I suddenly started taking some kind of magic drug, and that's how the results appeared. But since 2019, I have had the same list of basic medications for increased anxiety and depression, which has not changed since then. Sports correspondent Maya Bagriant-Siva quotes the American figure skater as saying, "Neurotherapy is a relatively new non-invasive method of direct training of brain activity, which helps the brain find the most effective ways to work." Amber Glenn admitted that the triple axel is the easiest jump for her. The triple axel is my favorite jump. There can be no doubt about it. I think I really nailed it today. It was high and flying. True, it took a lot of effort, although lately it has really come quite easily to me. I'm not showing off. It's really one of the most problem-free jumps for me now, but you have to understand how long it took me to get to this point. This fall, I won my first international gold in my life. Just imagine, I was 13 when I first went to a competition abroad, and only now have I won, and 4 in a row. Sports correspondent Maya Bagriant-Siva quotes the American figure skater as saying, Amber Glenn can't believe she won the Grand Prix Final in Grenoble. It's like I've been in heaven, I've been in the clouds since the very end of my routine, and I can't believe this is happening to me. I have a pretty strong imposter syndrome. I couldn't believe that I was in the Grand Prix Final and that I deserved to be here. I felt pretty hard during the 6-minute warm-up, but then I sat in the locker room for a while in silence, took a painkiller, drank some water, and went skating. Luckily, I don't have any acute injuries now, but you know, I'm 25 years old, and even one bad fall is pretty painful for me. When you're over 20 and you're jumping a triple axel, your body often hurts. Haha. It wasn't easy for me in Grenoble, neither in the short program nor in the free program. Today was a working performance, but not the kind of performance after which you fly and sparkle with happiness. I went out on the ice to do my job, and I knew that I couldn't give up halfway. So it wasn't a performance that you can watch with pleasure, it was more of a demonstration of what I can do. The last minute of the program was especially difficult for me. My leg muscles got clogged, and I barely made it to the end. I hope that at the next competitions I will be able to show a completely different skating. But I'm proud of myself, both that I started skating consistently and that I was able to pull myself together for the second half of the program. I used to have problems with both. After the middle of the program, I'd get a sharp surge of adrenaline, and this really interferes with the performance. It becomes difficult for me physically. Before going out on the ice, I said to myself quite loudly, "You are here, you did it, go and show what you are capable of." And the coach told me before the performance, "Be a calm beast. This is our inside joke at home at the rink. Once I really skated a great program, and my coach told me that I look like a confident beast. So I had to both stay calm and show powerful skating. And when I got off the ice, I immediately rushed to tell the coach how I didn't hold up here and couldn't do it there. And he interrupted me and said, "Calm down, you are just great today." Sports correspondent Maya Bagriant-Siva quotes Glenn as saying,